Welcome to this week's edition of Black Authors Matter TV, where we interview the latest movers and shakers in the African American literary community. You'll meet some old friends, discover new ones, and stay abreast of the latest book developments around the country and even the world. So sit back and relax for the next 2 hours with Black Authors Matter TV co-hosts Gwen Richardson and Dr. Rhonda Lawson.
Good evening and welcome to the 6th anniversary show for Black Authors Matter TV. I'm Gwen Richardson, your host for tonight, along with my co-host,
Dr. Rhonda Lawson. Good evening, everyone.
And it's hard to believe it's been 6 years since we started the show and that we've kept it going every Tuesday night. You know, we're either like, what's the thing? We're either obsessive compulsives or just committed.
Or we're just gluttons for punishment.
Yeah, I thought about that too. But it's been really an amazing ride, and I've loved every minute of it. It doesn't feel like work or anything like that. It's more like something that I, habitually do every week. I look forward to it, and I'm never like, hesitant, or I'm like, it's not like drudgery. I'm never like, oh no, not again. It's never like that. It's always something to look forward to because it's always different because we have different guests on. So every show has its own like flavor. So how do you feel about it, Rhonda? And Rhonda's been here with me. We've both been together from day one and never had an argument. A lot of marriages can't say that.
That's true. But I think it's because even if we disagree with each other, we know how to discuss it. We discuss the disagreement. We don't just shout at each other and be like, no, it's gonna be my way. No, it's gonna be my way. We don't do that. We talk about the show, we share ideas, and we move from there. And you've taken a lot of my ideas, and I've learned a lot from watching you over the last 6 years, and I think that's why this works.
That's true, and I've learned a lot from you, just about the zeitgeist, so to speak, the cultural environment, because Rhonda's a few years younger than me, so she's in tune with some things that I either dismiss, overlook, or just like shake my head about. But sometimes there's a bits and pieces that could be, impactful, informing. Or so, you have really helped me stay in touch with where things are. I try to do it anyway, but sometimes you insist on making it part of it, but which is good because then that turns a light bulb on for me. Like, okay, this is something I need to look into. So, and I took one of Rhonda's classes. She had a class online about AI, and I took the class. So,
you did. I was so surprised. I was like, look at Gwen. At first, I just thought it was somebody else named Gwen, but then you started talking.
I'm determined to stay aware of what's happening. Now, I'm not going to engage in all of it because some of it's just pure buffoonery.
Yeah.
But I need to be aware of what's going on. Because even though my daughter's grown, at some point I'm going to have grandkids. And so I need to be aware of what's going on in the culture. So for those people who don't know, like the overall arching theme of the show, we have a video we're going to show that's just a couple of minutes, and it just explains what Black Authors Matter TV is all about. So, Robert, if you could show the video.
Since the Black Authors Matter TV live stream show and podcast launched in July 2020, it's been regarded as the platform of record for African American literature. Co-hosted by literary influencers Gwen Richardson and Dr. Rhonda Lawson, the show averages 5,000 viewers and listeners every week. Every Tuesday, we interview a variety of movers and shakers in the literary world, including celebrities and media commentators, NAACP Image Award nominees and winners, historians, agents and marketing professionals, publishers, bookstore owners from coast to coast, book club facilitators, online book groups and book chats, book event coordinators, literary nonprofit organizations and projects, and, in some cases, Black Authors Matter TV has conducted one of the last interviews prior to a literary influencer's transition. In fact, since the show's inception 5 years ago, Black Authors Matter TV has interviewed more than 800 guests, and the list continues to grow. Engaging, relatable, timely, and most of all, committed to excellence. Black Authors Matter TV continues to bring viewers the latest book industry news and new releases, and will continue to do so for years to come.
Okay, and for those who don't know about the show, that it said 5 years because it's 6 now, and it said 800. Well, we're getting close to 900. We're getting very close to 900. We will get to 900 before the end of August. So I don't know which show exactly is going to be, but we will get to the end. So tonight we're going to just bring on some special guests. Some of them will be book clubs, some will be authors that you know, and just people to just share with our 6th anniversary celebration. So our first guest is with a book club. It's the Divas Book Club out of Washington, D.C., out of the DMV, Rhonda. And Denise Triplett is the president and of the book club, or the facilitator, or I don't want to give her a title that may not be hers, because I know how that can be. But and then we have a book club that's watching the show, Stephanie with the Cover Girls Book Club out of Memphis. So once we get Denise on camera, we can just talk to her about her club and what they're doing in the book industry. I don't know if she walked away or
Yeah, she might have walked away for a second. She'll be back.
Yeah, while she was waiting on us to bring her on.
If anybody in the audience knows Denise, text her. Come on, we're waiting for her.
Yeah, because I don't have her cell number. So in the meantime, when she comes on camera, we'll talk to her. But we also have author Vanessa Miller joining us tonight as our guest and to help us with our 6th anniversary celebration. And Vanessa has been on the show several times in the 6 years, I think for her last 4 books or maybe 5 books. And she's going to be on again soon with her next book. So Vanessa, thank you for being a guest to celebrate with us with our 6th anniversary. And just some thoughts on you and your experiences on Black Authors Matter TV, and then just a little snippet on your upcoming book.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me on tonight, just to be able to say thank you, because it is so important that authors have this type of avenue to be able to talk about their books. And you guys come on every Tuesday night and support authors, and it has been a blessing, and I can't thank you enough. I am so very appreciative, because wow, you didn't have to decide to support my books. I think it has been just about each book that I've released in the last 6 years. I think we've been on for each book, and I won an award for 1 year.
Oh, okay, your Black Authors Matter. Okay.
I wish I'd have thought about that before I'd have had it down to show it. But yeah, I won an award. Hold on.
Okay. So those of you who are joining us, we're celebrating our 6th anniversary tonight. So we're going to throw some questions. Yeah, those were the earlier awards that we were doing. And then we weren't able to put everybody's name on them. But we a couple of years ago we changed it, and we were able to put everybody's actual individual
Oh,
names
then I'm gonna have to win another one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
have to.
Come on.
Well, you
I'm
get
just kidding.
you get entered in the process every
I
time.
know you guys have
So,
entered me each time, and I truly
mhm.
appreciate that. I mean, you guys have just been really, really amazing to me, and like I say, you don't get that all the time everywhere. So when it happens, you have to be appreciative, and I am very appreciative of it. Thank you very much.
Well, a lot has changed for you over the last 5 or 6 years because you really well one you went into the historical fiction lane and you never
Yes,
looked back.
yes,
And so, how has that been?
it's been really good. Now I do have a women's fiction coming out next year, and it's because I was having a conversation with my agent, and I was telling her how disgruntled I was over everything that's been going on, and she was like, "You need to write about it." And Kensington decided to buy the book, and so it will be out in it's a June 2027 book, but I think it comes out like the end of May. And so it's called the Disgruntled Black Ladies Book Club. And it's it's women's fiction, but it's a book club book. But
Okay.
I'm writing two other historicals. And so right now I'm working on one that is really about the Charlotte area. I discovered that there used to be uh, all Black area in Charlotte, and it was called Brooklyn. And we had one of the second Carnegie Library for colored folks was in the Brooklyn area. The first Carnegie Library for Black people was done in Kentucky. The second one was done in Charlotte, and so and it was the first Black library in North Carolina for Black people. And so I decided to write about that one, and that title is The Colored Library of Rented Souls. And so I love that. I actually love both titles of my next two books that are coming out. And so that one will be out in 2028. So yeah, so I'm still in business. I'm still in the,
Oh,
in
so
the
I love it. You said that book's coming out in 2028.
yes.
So that's awesome. It's only 2026, so you're giving yourself time. So
Yes.
you're writing,
Oh yeah.
you're writing the book, you're not rushing it and putting it out tomorrow.
I started doing when I started doing my historical contracts, I said I need at least a year to write each historical. So if you people probably didn't notice that like the filling station came out in March of 2025, and my new book, The Ladies Hall, doesn't come out until August of this year. And that's because that's around the time when I said, okay, hold on, I need extra time. And so I gave myself a year for the Ladies Hall and a year for the Colored Library. And so that one will be out February of 2028. And so yeah, my historicals will take a little more time. And so you won't see them now as fast as my other books, but it's because it takes a lot of research on these historicals. And so
And it shows in the work.
thank you. I want to just make sure I get it right. And so I'm trying to give myself enough time to I'm actually in an MFA class right now.
That's awesome.
I'm in my late 50s and went back to school for my MFA. But you know why I actually decided to go back? Because of writing The Ladies Hall. Anna Julia Cooper, she went back for her PhD. She was 64 years old when she went back for her PhD, or either she graduated when she was 64, one or the other. But she went to Paris for hers. My MFA is right here in Charlotte.
Well, you're never too old to learn.
You're never too old to learn.
What do you think? But what do you think is the one thing that you thought you knew? You like, I have this down, but then when you took that class, it kind of opened your eyes.
They're really helping me with it. So for my historicals, I really want them I want them to be literate. I mean, literary type of feel, but I still want them to be accessible. So I don't want it so literary where the average reader like me, I consider myself an average reader. I don't want anything that's too overwhelming. I like, a book I can get in and I can just relax and just enjoy it. And so accessible to me is, still being able just to write it and let it flow, but still make it literary enough for it to be a historical. So they've really been teaching me about the fact that, in literary fiction, it really focuses on the characters. And so whereas I thought I was focusing on the characters when I was writing my stories. And so this particular professor that's kind of looking over my work, he's going back and he's saying, okay, here you really need to focus more, bring us into the characters. Everything should be character driven. And so I can't tell this whole story that I think I want to tell because it has to flow through the character. So I'm trying to work it in that manner. And so it makes it a little different, not a little, it makes it a lot different from the way I've been used to writing, because in my historicals, I have been like, I kind of expanded so that I can tell you about the history of the area and stuff like that. But in this type of writing, it has to be tighter and more on the character. So I'm trying to learn it. We'll see if
you're breaking some habits.
What you say?
Well, I think your stuff is character driven to me already. I can always get into the characters, but
I thought so
we can
too,
always learn.
It's like a deeper type of characterization, and so I'm learning it. I'm learning it.
Yeah. Well, before you go, I'm going to bring on, and I think you know all these people, but before I release you, I want to these people are waiting to participate, and I want to let them know that we see them and that they're going to be on. But Brandon Massey.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't know if he remembers me, but I remember him. Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember you. How you doing?
Okay. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has. It sure
yeah.
has.
And then have you met Doris Allen?
No, I haven't.
You never met
so.
Doris. Well, Doris,
nice to meet you.
Have you met Brandon Doris? He was at the festival last year. You didn't meet him when you were there.
I met so many authors. You had so many there. Let me.
Well, he was one of the featured people, but he was earlier on Saturday. He was with Rachel Housel Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't think I saw that panel.
See that one.
No.
Yeah, so it was a lot going on. So,
it definitely was
at the same time. So, Vanessa, we're going to say goodnight to you, and so we can talk to our other guests and let them participate in celebrating. But thank you so much. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
And again, congratulations for all that you guys do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and then and I always forget how to pronounce your name. Tampia or Tampia, I never can figure it out. But
well, you're on mute, so you can't.
You're on mute, so unmute yourself. And is it Tampia or Tampia?
It's Tampia.
Oh, it's Tampia. Okay, all right. So the accent is on the first syllable. So
yes.
Now I don't know, Tampia. She is with the book club in Memphis. What's the name of your book club?
It's Cover Girls Book Club.
And we met Tampia in Atlanta.
That's what I was about to say at the last Black the last National
Book Club Conference.
Yes.
That's where we met her, and then she's been on the show as her book club. And also she won the Black Authors Matter TV Awards in the book industry support category. And
Yes.
your award is forthcoming. I was telling Vanessa, we do the names on them now, so they take a little bit longer. So
Okay.
your name will be on your award.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah. So Brandon, I'm gonna just go around the circle. Thank you all for celebrating with us our 6th anniversary.
Yeah, my
And
pleasure.
just give us
Congratulations.
each of you give us
Congratulations.
well, thank you. We were saying at the top of the show, it's gone by so fast. I mean, time goes by fast.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's hard to believe it's been 6 years, and we started because of COVID, because
Right.
everything was shut down,
Mm.
and so we had no concept it was going to be a long-term thing. Brandon, give us an update on what you're doing.
So first of all, just congratulations, Gwen,
Oh,
Rhonda, y'all for keeping this going. And I know I've been on the show several times over the past
yeah,
6 years, and I was
yeah.
fortunate to actually win the award a couple times. So
Okay.
thank
So I
y'all.
forget who wins. We've had like we have 5 award shows. So I forget who wins what year. I would have
Yeah,
to look at the list.
yeah.
But good. I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah. So as far as what I've been doing, as usual, it's just writing. I do have a new book. I literally just started from like yesterday.
Oh
Um,
wow. You
so
weren't playing when you said new.
yeah, literally new. So I can't really tell you much about it yet, but I have a deadline of September, so not a whole lot of time, but I'm hoping that it'll be released before the end of the year. And it's
Now, is
just
that a
kind
self-imposed deadline, or are you with a traditional publisher that gave you a
of,
deadline?
well, so what I like to do is I will actually contract with a freelance, like freelance professionals, editors, cover designers, whatever. So it
Mhm.
just kind of gives me that feeling of being accountable to somebody to deliver. So I do have it's my own created deadline, but it is like with an actual person that's expecting to get this manuscript at a certain time. So that just kind of helps me stay motivated. But
Right.
yeah, but I am planning, hoping to finish it before by September, published before the end of the year, and it's just trying to stay busy. I was working on something else, and then what happens a lot with me, I end up having to put it aside for different reasons. I come back to things later, but yeah, that's actually kind of why I put out 2 books last year, Backwoods and then Good Intentions, because I knew that this year I was going to take things a little slower. So, because I did a lot of traveling last year, like I came to see y'all in Houston at the National Black Books Festival, which was great. I did a lot of other events last year. So this year has sort of been a chill year in terms of publishing and traveling. So, but yeah, I still can't let the year go by without putting out something new. So I am working on
Yeah. Well,
that.
I've
hopefully
got to tell
your
you,
book sales and royalties are helping or keeping it
Yeah.
right.
going. You don't have
Yeah.
to
Well,
be
I've got to tell you, I really enjoyed it was Good Intentions. Yeah.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, I really enjoyed reading that last year. I
Thank
thought
you.
I thought it was a really well done story.
Thank you.
I knew something was up with him from the first page. So something up with this dude. I didn't know what it
Yeah.
was, but something was up
Hmm.
with him.
Hmm.
And I
Thank
did
you.
want to let you know too. I was at the Indiana Black Expo this past weekend. And
Hmm.
I do my spiel. Hey, we have some books. Are you into reading fiction? And one of them
Hmm.
specifically said that she was reading a book by Brandon
Oh,
Maxey.
oh, cool, cool. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
all. I
nice.
always think that's awesome when people shout
It
out.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Doris is one of my new best friends. Doris is I met Doris face to face last year for the first time when she came to the festival. And I was trying to remember how we connected exactly. it's been a few years back. I think it was when you were at HarperCollins. I think it had something to do with the authors at HarperCollins, and you were like the go-to person, and somehow we connected. But we
Yep.
became fast friends, and Doris was instrumental, and she's with Scholastic now, and she was instrumental in getting Scholastic to sponsor the Children's Festival for this year's event.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, that
Yeah.
was amazing having Scholastic. You know, when you have the Scholastic name as a sponsor for something for kids, it gets people's attention.
Harry
So,
Potter, right? Yeah.
yeah,
It
so
was my pleasure. I loved working with you all. Congratulations again. It's always a pleasure to converse with you two. You're just so great, and I love what you do for the community. And I'm just so grateful to you both for everything that you do.
yeah. So what's been going on? I know you travel a lot with your
Yes.
job with Scholastic. So where have you been and what's been going on?
I was in Schaumburg, Illinois a couple of weeks ago for Children's Institute. And I've been going to lots of sales calls. So I've been visiting a lot of indie bookstores in DC, North Carolina, Virginia, all over the place. And I'm excited for Black Lit Weekend, which is coming up this weekend. So I'll be in New Orleans. And then right after that, we have New Voices, New Rooms, which is the SEBA and the NABA book organization. So the South and the North come together for one like book conference, and then you have all of these booksellers, and it's more diverse. So I'm excited about that. It's in the beginning of August. So just selling books and still, you know, promoting you Black authors because and Black booksellers because that's what I love to do. I'm also a bookstagrammer, Onyx Editions on Instagram, and that's where I promote Black authors and Black bookstores. And then I also work with We Need Diverse Books, and I run the Black Creatives Fund. So we have like a revisions workshop where if you have a completed manuscript and you're not a traditionally published author, you can apply and you would be teamed up with a traditionally published author or editor, and then you would work with them for about 6 months on your revisions. And at the end of the workshop, you hand in your final manuscript, and you could possibly get a book deal with Penguin Random House. So our last cohort, we had a winner. His name is Lucius Jackson III, and he got a 3-book, I think 2 or 3 book deal with Story House Voices. So we're super excited about that. And so we're gearing up for our next cohort. So that's all I've been up to. Selling
That is
books.
wonderful. You just say that's all, like it's no big deal. And that you just probably changed somebody's life, or you had a hand in changing somebody's life. So that's wonderful. Congratulations on everything that you're doing.
Thank you. I'm really excited. And I just feel like it's such a full circle moment with We Need Diverse Books, because I think when you remember when I was on strike with Harper and I had applied for the to do this workshop, and then I didn't win, but one of my cohort members won, and her book was about Rodney King for teenagers on the day that incident happened with Rodney King. And it just so happened that because the final judges are editors, but they hadn't made sure that they were, you know, diverse. And so the woman who read it felt like it might have had an agenda. It was a big thing, not a big thing, but it was kind of disappointing. But I was able to sit with them and explain to them, like, while this program is great, that we're meeting all these Black industry professionals. If at the end where it really counts, we're not having that diversity there, then it's kind of, you know, counterproductive. So for the past few cohorts, we've had very diverse judges and editors. So I'm really proud about that and happy about that.
Okay, and I think you are coming in October to the National Black Book Festival again. Right?
I'll be there.
Okay, all right, great. Now, Tampia is this one of your club members on the screen, or is that a different book club? Oh, unmute. Can both of you all unmute, and then let me see.
Okay.
So we know who we're talking to.
Okay, who do we have? I think Tasha from CoverGirls is on hold, and I think Stephanie is as well.
Well, this is the only person that's in the
Let's
waiting
see.
room is here.
Okay,
So
so
what is
Sam,
your name? And
what's your name?
My name is Tasha.
Okay, that's
Okay.
Tasha.
okay, so she's with the Cover Girls.
She's with CoverGirls.
Okay, all right. Well, we have the Cover Girls Book Club out of Memphis, Tennessee. And as we said earlier, we met Tampa at the National Book Club Conference last year in Atlanta. And her book club, she had quite a few members there. Were you there, Tasha, last year?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so I don't know if we got a chance to meet you face to
Well,
face or
if I
not.
remember correctly, they came in force.
Yeah, they did. It was a
Yeah.
lot of you all.
Yes.
Are you all going back this year?
We are, yes.
Yay!
Yes.
We'll be there again.
Okay,
Me
we
and
look
Rhonda
forward to
being
seeing
there
you
with the
next
show.
week.
Yeah, next weekend. I come in on
My,
Thursday,
my
and
goodness.
yeah, it's coming up.
It's Thursday.
Yes.
Thursday is the 30th, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
I come in Thursday too.
Okay. All right. So, and we'll be there the whole weekend. I'm leaving Sunday morning, but we have a vendor table. I hope we had a good spot last year. I forgot to ask Curtis if he
Yes.
will put us in the same spot again. It might be too late, but I'm gonna send him a message and see. Because we had a good spot, and I had our T-shirts, and Rhonda had books and T-shirts. So
I
sell
I'm not
merch
gonna have very many t-shirts this year. Well, I don't know. I might. I have been so busy. I just I just got back from Indiana. Um and then I got some other stuff going on.
Yeah. And you have a
I'm
full-time
gonna be ready.
job.
Yeah,
You have
and
a
a full-time
full-time
job.
job. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
You know,
I try to forget about that sometimes.
yeah, my schedule is a little bit more flexible because I'm self-employed, but I still have to work every day. I just am able to do it in parts. I don't have to. I don't have to be somewhere at 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock. I work from home in the morning, and then I go into the office in the afternoon. Works perfectly. So Tammy, tell us about the Cover Girl Book Club, a little bit about what you all do, and what you all have coming up.
Okay.
And have you read any of Brandon's books? Since he's the only author on screen.
Yes, I was sitting here trying to remember. I know I've read his books because his name is so familiar to me, but I can't. What'd you say, Brandon?
What's the name?
The name of his books or the author's name?
The author's name.
Brandon Massey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we read. Did he do The Landlord?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
we
yes.
did.
Oh, we
Yes,
love The
yes, we did The
Landlord. Oh,
Landlord.
my
Oh, good.
goodness.
Thank you.
Hey, I
That
didn't
was
know.
one of
Thank
our
you.
favorites.
Yes.
Yes.
It was good.
Thank you.
I knew
think
his
I
name
read
was familiar.
6 or 7 books. I read the last. I read almost all of Brandon's books from day one. I've only missed like a couple, and the anthologies. I don't think I read those.
That's
But
okay. No one else did either.
Brandon,
That's all right.
have you ever been to? Have you ever came to Memphis
Yeah,
before?
I have some family there, so I've been to Memphis many times.
Okay. Did you ever
Okay.
do the book club conference with Sheila Bell with Lipsy? Did you ever? Did you
I'm
do
not.
that?
I
Okay.
haven't done that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought I heard. But yeah, we read The
Yeah.
Landlord and loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. We
Okay.
Yeah.
read
Yeah.
that like in what, a matter of hours.
yeah,
That was a
Okay.
page
it was a
turner.
page. It was a page turner.
Yeah.
But
Thank
all of
you.
Brandon's books are even, and I don't say if I didn't believe it, I wouldn't say it. I would just wouldn't say anything. But I haven't read a bad book by Brandon.
Thank
They're
you.
all storyline
Okay.
moves. Their page turners is not too long. He
Right.
does have one long story, but it's 500 pages. One of my best books. It's still on my best books of top 20 books of
Okay.
all time, and I've read thousands of books. It's called
Thank
Dark
you.
Corner. It's about
Oh
vampires.
yeah, that is.
If you all
Okay.
haven't read it, read it.
Thank you, Gwen.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what do you all have coming up, but besides the National Book Club conference? Are you all doing, when are you all going to come to Houston at any point? Do you all have that on your calendar?
We do have that on our radar. So
Okay,
Tasha is our transportation person. So we kind of depending on her to get us there.
oh, okay. Well, if you don't get there this year, next year is our 20th anniversary. So,
Oh,
well, we need to make the next year then. We
yeah,
can't
so
do this
make the
one.
big 20,
right.
Right.
and it's October 21st through the 23rd in 2027.
In 2027. Okay. We're gonna put that on the calendar for sure.
Okay. And then what's the last book you all read?
We are meeting this Sunday to discuss Ken and to discuss King of Ashes.
Oh, I
Oh,
read
okay.
Ken. I haven't
I
read
read King of
Ashes,
Ashes.
but
I
I
haven't
did
read
read
Ken
Ken.
yet.
I did read
Oh,
Ken.
Mhm. So you have,
But
so I read King of Ashes, but you read Ken.
Yes.
Right, Rhonda. Okay. All right.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, we look forward to a lively discussion on those two books. They are both awesome, just great books.
Yeah, I
and
haven't
we
read.
also read what's it what that
Oh,
book?
the
Hang Up Now
series,
This.
Diva's
Uh
Last Curtain Call.
yeah. Yeah, by
Okay, not for me.
Angela.
What's the
What's
author?
her last name? Her name is Angela. Ooh, her
Angela
last name is
Henry.
Casey. Yeah,
Angela
Angela Henry.
Henry. Right.
Okay, I've heard her.
It's a series of cozy mysteries.
Okay, I've heard
Okay.
of her, but I don't think she's ever been on the
Yes.
show. And we've
Okay.
had almost 900 people, so we've covered a
Wow.
lot of authors. I mean, pretty much all of the active ones. And some
Okay.
of the ones that only wrote one book. So but we
Well, she will be a good one because she got some good books out there. Her name is Angela Henry.
I, I'm trying to think if this is Angela. There's an Angela that we have had on. I wonder if it's Angela Henry. Anyway, I have to look that up after the show. But anyway, thank you all for joining with us in our 6th anniversary celebration.
Yes.
We
Thanks
want
for
to
Thank
inviting
you.
us.
Yeah, we're going to throw out
Congratulations.
some questions to the viewing audience just about some of their experiences watching the show and so forth. So we're going to do that next, and then
Okay.
we're going to wait for the next group to sign on.
Okay.
So,
Well, thanks
All
for
right.
having us.
oh,
Thank
Thank
well,
you
you.
for
Thank
being here.
you.
we appreciate you all for taking the time to celebrate with us. And
Yes. Congratulations.
well, thank you. Hope to
Congratulations
see you
again.
all.
Thank
I know
you.
I'll see you,
Thank you.
Doris, soon. And
Yes.
Brandon, I'm sure I'll see you too at some point. And I know
Yeah.
I'll be reading
Yeah.
your next book.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Y'all take care.
Thank
Okay.
you. Have a
Good
great
night.
Thank
night.
you.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
Thank you. So I had like a couple questions, Rhonda, on like, okay, what and for the audience, feel free to chime in. Uh, what are some memorable moments for you about the show? And we've had a lot of moments. So but I wondered from your vantage point, because the ones that have been memorable for me probably won't be the same for you for different reasons. And you'll when I tell you the ones you'll know why.
Oh
So
man.
anyway,
You're supposed to ask me this before the show so I can think about it.
oh well, okay, let me do mine, and then that'll give
Okay.
you a chance to think of
Yeah,
something.
let me think
Okay,
about it.
so some of the most memorable moments for me, one, and this wasn't even necessarily the show, but it was virtual. When we did the National Black Book Festival, both times virtual for 2.5 days, that is something that I'll never forget because I
That
was
that was that was an amazing experience.
it was. And it was quite a feat. I was so exhausted because I was on screen the entire time. I think I took like an hour break each day. And I was interviewing people all day long and, monitoring workshops and stuff. It was a lot. And by the time it was over, you don't necessarily think that being on screen and talking would be exhausting. But
Oh
that
yeah,
was
it's
exhausting.
exhausting.
That was
Yeah, because
exhausting.
I think I had to work the first day, so I couldn't really jump on there with you. So you had to do the first day almost by yourself before I could take over. And then
Yeah,
I
and you
took,
took over one time. I think I took a nap.
yeah, that's what I was saying. As soon as I took over, you went black, and I was,
I had to lie down. It was a lot. It was
but
a
I
lot.
will tell you this. Speaking of that weekend, that was the time I was able to interview Tamron Hall, and I will never
Yes,
forget
yes.
that
Uh-huh.
a
Mhm.
question that I asked her made her tear up a little bit. And I was like, oh, I made Tamara Hall cry.
Oh, yeah, I remember her being on,
Yeah.
and that was doing that whole virtual thing because
Mhm.
we had some high profile people because they were supposed to come in person, but then they couldn't. We had I can't think of his name right now. The guy he's on TV, the BET. He used to
Oh,
be on
oh, I
BET
know
as
who
a
you're talking
reporter.
about.
I'm looking
Ed,
at his face.
Ed,
Ed Gordon.
yeah.
Ed Gordon was on, and then um, the one of the doctors who wrote that book called The Pact,
Hmm.
where those I think it was four black
Yeah.
men who went to medical
They
school.
they were
And,
all they were all friends in high school, I
right.
believe, and then
Yes.
they made a
Yes.
pact that they would, yeah.
They would finish medical school and become
Hmm.
doctors, and they all did. And one of them was on the show about his book that he had written, and he was joining us. He had on his scrubs, and he was sitting outside the hospital uh, doing the interview on like a bench right in front of the hospital. So that was memorable. And then the other times where you'll probably laugh, but times we've had tech issues. Like when the show, like one time that my computer was doing a restart, but it did like a update, and
Mhm.
I think the update was on one of the award shows, and I thought I had enough time to log on, and that update took like over an hour, and
Yeah.
we started the award show like 10 or 15 minutes late. You know, I'm anal about being on time. So those are memorable. But
Oh, I remember one time, there were a couple of times. One, when I was about to move from New Orleans to DC, and I told you I wasn't sure I would be able to do the show. Well, I said I wasn't going to be able to do the show, but then I wound up doing the show anyway, and I was sitting between two boxes, and all I could do is kind of put my phone like right here. And I was like, "Hey y'all, I'm here." And so
it
there was
shows
that.
real commitment.
Yeah. And then there was a time when you had an outage and
Yeah,
you
that was
sat in your
during
car.
yes, that was during the
Yeah.
Houston deep freeze. We still call it the deep freeze. And
Yeah.
it's because the temperature, it snowed or sleeted. It snowed a little bit, like a quarter of an inch. But the temperature dropped and it did not get above freezing for 2 or 3 days. And that never happens.
Right.
So we lost power because the ice was on the power lines. And so I had to do the show from my daughter's car because my car was in the garage and I didn't want to disengage the power, the electric. I didn't
Right.
want to take it off. So somebody could lift up my garage to come in my house. So I sat out in the car and did the show for the whole 2 hours in my daughter's car so I could have power because there was no
Hmm.
power inside. So those are some memorable moments for the show, but it's been a labor of love. So anybody watching, if you all have any memorable moments to share, and if you all, the ones who are watching, is probably the people who watch all the time. So I have a question about who's one of your favorite guests for the people watching. So uh, I don't have a favorite because we've had so many guests. I can't think of one particular one that stands out above the rest because they're all good because they're all heartfelt.
Oh, I remember a guest who wrote that book about I think I was kind of arguing with him though a little bit
Was
because
I on?
yeah, you were on. He
Okay.
wrote that book. I forgot what he named the book, but he wrote the book about how he thought it was silly that people who had a doctorate wanted to be called doctors. And he wrote this whole book about about yeah. And I was like going back and forth with him, like, we earned that title to be called doctors. He's like, well, they just shouldn't be requiring people to call them doctor. I'm like, a lot of times I don't require people to call me doctor, but a lot of people who know that I have a doctorate call me doctor.
Well, if
And
you earned it, what I don't like is
Mhm.
people calling themselves doctors that don't even have a 4-year degree. That is an abomination. It happens a lot in the black church. I don't know if it happens in the white church or other churches, but in the black church, people will adopt the label doctor.
Right.
They didn't earn a doctorate. Some of them don't even have an honorary doctorate. But when you have an honorary doctorate, you're not a doctor. And some of the people barely graduated high school, and you can tell by the way they talk, the splitting verbs and all that. I'm like, no, you're not a doctor. And my dad was a doctor. He was a minister, but he had an earned doctorate, and he
Right.
had an honorary doctorate, but he didn't call himself a doctor until it was earned. And my brother also went to seminary and got a doctorate. So this very,
And yeah,
very,
just
it's
for yeah.
insulting, you
Well,
know.
and for me, it was insulting that he wrote an entire book, basically bashing people who want to be called doctor. And I just kind of felt a way about that. And normally I let people have their time when they're on the show. A lot of times people, they pay for this time to be on the show. They've taken their time to be on the show. And I want them to have their full 25-minute experience. And so sometimes I just quiet, but just that day, I just wasn't quiet that day.
Yeah, I
I,
don't
I
remember
still try
that,
to
and
be
I will
respectful.
remember that, Rhonda,
Yeah, yeah.
because of the whole doctor thing in my family. I'm not
Mhm.
a doctor, but I tell you what, if I went through the process and wrote a dissertation and earned my PhD or whatever, yeah, I would embrace it. Now, if people don't know you, then they don't know you're a doctor. But if
Right,
you tell people that you're a doctor, then you should be called, use your title. And it doesn't mean you think you're better than anybody, anything
right.
like
And I
that.
think that's what he felt. I
Just
think he
earned
felt
it.
that the people who require it are acting like they're better than other people. And I'm like, I don't know the person that he was talking about in his book. So I don't know. Maybe he does think he's better than other people, but I don't think that that's true of every person.
And why would you write a book about
Yeah.
that? I mean,
You
of
see,
all
Tony?
the things you could write a book about, why would that be a topic of a book? So
Right.
that's the personal thing. That's some kind of low self-esteem on his part or something,
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
him to do something like that. So that wouldn't be a favorite guest. It would be a memorable guest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that wasn't a
it
favorite. That was
wasn't
a
a favorite
memorable.
guest. It was a memorable one. Yeah, yeah. For me, um there have been some great conversations we've had with people, just hearing about how they some of them who took 20 years to get, do their first book, or they kept at it and kept at it. That really takes some serious commitment. Um, if you have been wanting to be an author for years and years and years, and you find it finally
Right.
happens, that kudos, because now I've been writing books for years, but my two novels took 5 years each. But my other books, um, that are nonfiction, I can write those a lot faster. And so I have a book coming out. I just sent my manuscript to my editor. So
Yay.
yay, so it'll be out soon. I'm thinking probably the end of August, somewhere in there. Um, but my book is called How to Plan a Book Event Without Losing Your Mind or Going Broke. And so it's all about book event planning for people who might want to start one in their community, book clubs, or whoever. It's more than a notion. And rather than start from scratch, it's a how-to. It covers everything from um, what makes you feel like you can do it, because not everybody can do it. Just because it takes a certain amount of management and administrative skills. Who's going to be your management team? That's what you have, things like that. Your budget, that's a big part of it. Your venue, your theme. And then surviving Showtime, I have a chapter called that. And then reassessing and debriefing after. How do you, and then once you do it once, then you can decide if you want to do it again. And it's filled with information from different people who've done book events and some of their experiences. And we've had a lot of them on the show. So there was a lot of information for me to glean from for that. And also 19 years of experience with the National Black Book Festival. So
Right.
that book will be out the end of August. And I definitely will have it at the festival. I'm hoping to have another book, but I don't think I'll be able to produce it that fast. But who knows? I might be able to. So anyway, Tony Benita has some comments, and she said she's learned so much from the show, added more authors to her list, and met people that she didn't know. And that's true. I have been introduced to so many authors and their books, and really good books, really great books. And I don't know if that would have happened if it wasn't for this show. I don't know how it would have happened if it wasn't for this show. Because I
Right.
wouldn't have been exposed to, I wouldn't have had people reaching out about new books and hearing about the books. A lot of times that's what makes you want to read it. Hearing them talk about the book.
Yeah. I would say that I have opened my eyes to some great books and some great authors. I've gotten to know very many authors just from being on the show. Once again, while I was in Indiana, I ran into someone who was at last year's National Black Book Festival.
Oh, okay.
She was another
Was she an
author.
author?
Yeah, she was an
Okay.
author who was there.
Okay.
So I love that. I love the recognition that we get. People get excited when they see us because they watch the show.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
and I think it shows the impact that we're making in the literary community. So I love that. And I also love how when we have some of the bigger name authors who come on the show, they don't mind giving writing advice. And
Mm.
hopefully the people who are watching are taking down that advice because I know I internalize it. But I think that's the great thing is this is not just a show where we're featuring books, but this is a show that's really for the industry and for the culture. Because if you watch this show every week, there's going to be a few nuggets that you can pick up that will enhance your TBR list, that will enhance your writing career, that can enhance basically any career if you just listen to what the guests are saying.
Yeah, and then also some will end up on your DNF list as well. But that's the part
Oh,
for the
see, why you have to go negative, Gwen?
I'm not going negative. I'm just saying, not every book is for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, and this happens for me. Sometimes a book will be really hyped, like people hype it up, and then I'll read it and I won't be impressed. What impresses me the most is good writing and good character development. And
Right.
no, it doesn't take a lot of pages for me to see if that's going to be the case, if it's going to hold my interest. And I'll give it 50 pages. I might give it a little bit more, but at 50 pages, if it hasn't grabbed me, because I got so many books, I got so many books on my TBR, so that I have so many that I can't. And I'm not one of those people that if I start a book, I have to finish it. No, no.
Yeah, I try.
Okay.
It might take me a long time. I have a book I've probably been reading for about a year and a half. I
But then
pick up
do
a
you
few
forget the
pages.
plot? Do you forget some of what the plot? Because you reading other books.
It's moving so slow. I don't
Yeah.
forget the plot. After I read a couple of
Oh,
sentences, I remember where I am.
okay. All right. See, I just I can't. I don't. Life is too short, and I don't want to spend my precious time reading a book I'm not going to enjoy. And if I really enjoy a book, I will post a review. And I don't post negative reviews So I only post 4s and 5s unless a book is super, super hype and it's a super disappointment. Then I
Mhm.
might post a low number. But other than that, I don't, because I let other people, because I see some people post negative reviews for stupid reasons, like their book came late, 2 days late. That's not the author's fault.
Right. I
You
mean,
know,
you should probably be posting that review for whoever delivered that book.
right?
Don't
Or
don't
yeah, that's
don't blame the
Amazon's
book.
fault. Yeah, or they delivered it to the wrong address. That happens.
Right.
So it's not the author's fault. So the author's only responsible for the words that they write. I mean, they're not responsible for the rest. So, um, but Gwen Hayes said she enjoys listening to the show. Her list of TBRs has tripled because of the many authors we've interviewed, and I always tell readers I meet to tune in to the show. So thank you so much for that. And so, oh, Tony Benita says she won some great books also, because she won last week when I wasn't here last week because I was at choir rehearsal. But I did see Tony Benita won the book, and I shipped it to her, so she may have gotten it by now.
Yeah, she be on it. And I tell you
Yeah,
that
her and
the
Lydia,
book challenge.
Lydia,
That's what I was about to say. The book challenge is the thing because they be fighting in the comments about those books.
yeah, they're serious about winning them. So LaRonda Crosby Johnson said happy anniversary. And Ronald Scroggins said he loves the conversation. Ronald Scroggins is a local um, Houston resident. He was on the school board. No, he taught school or something. But he used to come to our brick and mortar store for years, and
Oh, okay.
years and years and years. And every year he'll come because we still sell wall calendars during calendar season, and so he'll come by to get calendars, and we'll have a conversation. But he watches the show from time to time, and he comments on our Facebook page, and so and he buys my book about Debt Free College for multiple people. Like he's bought so many copies of that book for all kinds of people. And I didn't know that book was gonna be like I still be doing that book. When did my daughter graduate? 8 years after my daughter graduated from college, I'm still producing that book because so many people need it about going to college debt free with scholarships. So
Yeah.
uh,
It's
it's
a great
it's
resource.
yeah,
And
it's in
I
demand.
appreciate you because you always send copies of the book to me for the Black History Month Literary Weekend, and I always give them to my essay contest contestants.
Right, right. And so yeah, and a lot of times we do donate books to scholarship events. It's one here in Houston that we do that for. And because even though those people are winning scholarships, you can never have enough money. You can
Oh,
never have
you
too
can't.
much
You
money
can
for
never have
college.
the two girls who I graduated from high school, who not who I graduated from high school with, two girls my daughter graduated from high school with, each received a total of $1 million in scholarships each. Um,
Wow.
and I mean, so you let those scholarships just continue to stack. That pays for your education. It pays for your books. It pays
It
for
pays
your
for your
meals.
housing,
Yes,
the
it pays for
housing.
your housing. I mean, there's so much you need money for, and people just think about the tuition. They don't
No,
think about all of the things that go along with that.
no. And when people win, like when you hear about them winning $1 million in scholarships, they don't win the $1 million. What happens is they because the school can only accept the amount for tuition fees and about 10% more, or they'll be out of compliance. So the school, once you pick a school, then the money goes to the school, but your education is paid for.
Right.
You graduate with zero debt like my daughter did. She had absolutely no debt. And that is just it's 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 a major uh thing because now young people are having a hard time buying a home. A lot of it is because of their college loan debt.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't get any advice, or bad advice. Nobody advised them, look, don't sign up for all this money. Um especially if you're getting a degree in sociology or something like that, where you're not going to ever make a lot of money. So you don't want to be $100,000 in debt for a degree that's not gonna pay out. And you really don't want to be in, unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. That's a lot of money, and that compound interest is a killer. It makes it like, so then the amount hardly ever goes down, even if you're making payments. It's really like a trap. It's like you're on a what's that, hamster wheel, and you
Well,
can't get out.
while we're talking about this, we did have a guest on the show, and I don't remember his name, but he gave some interesting advice, and he talked about how you could go to college debt free, even if you don't have like a bunch of scholarships. And for some kids, it might be the less sexy thing to do, but he talked about going to community college first and
Right.
getting your core curriculum out of the way. And once you have your associate's degree, then move over to the 4-year college, because now you've gotten that core curriculum out of the way. And then some states actually let you go to school for free if you're going to community college. Like
Yeah,
here
some states
here in
do.
Maryland, there's a program where low income students can go to community colleges for free. I mean, of course, there's paperwork that has to be filled out. There's certain things they have to qualify for, but they can go to school for free. So think about it. If you can get your core curriculum out of the way and you don't have to pay for that, what excuse do you have for not at least getting an associate's degree and then maybe moving over to the 4-year college? By then, you already are sure whether you want to be in college, because sometimes,
Right.
let's be
It's not for
fair,
everybody.
right. They go to college and they really don't want to be there. And so
Mhm.
by the time you hit your 3rd year of college, you know where you want to be. You're kind of sure what your major is going to be. Since you've gotten that core curriculum out of the way, now you can just concentrate on what you need for your degree. So you've probably made that even cheaper. And then you can start working on those scholarships from there. There's a lot of continuing education scholarships that go unclaimed or unapplied for because people forget about them. They think about the scholarships to get from high school to college, but they don't always think about the scholarships that keep you in college.
Well, I went to a scholarship providers conference, because I spoke at one years ago in like maybe 5 or 6 years ago in Florida, but they had like the regional meeting here in Houston, and the big scholarship providers in the area that were with the big foundations, the Houston Livestock and Rodeo Show gives out $1 million in scholarships every year. So those people were there. So it was about 50 people in a room talking about giving away scholarships. And I was not there as a scholarship provider. I was there really as an author. I wanted to hear about what was going on in scholarships. And they all said two things that they said that really stuck out. One, they said that the numbers of people applying had gone down by like 25%. People aren't applying for the money. The free money is there and people aren't putting in applications. That's it's amazing. They're leaving money on the table. And then the other thing they said was AI. People are misusing AI in their scholarship essays because several of them said they put a prompt out there for the scholarship, the essay subject, what to write about. And they would get like 10 essays that were identical because
That's
of
because
AI.
people don't. That's because I mean, what we're not going to do is vilify AI
No,
because
I'm not vilifying
okay, I'm about to say
AI.
because no, because
I'm saying
because
the
some kid.
people.
No, that's what I was about to say
Yeah.
because some kid doesn't know how to use it properly.
Yeah, you can't just submit something like that. So
Hmm.
the submission process, you have to take it seriously. The essay part is no, besides your grades and recommendations. They don't ask about test scores that much. A few do, but most of them don't. That
Hmm.
that essay is the key thing. And so if you submit the same thing, at least if you get the information using AI, rewrite it. Don't just
Well,
copy and paste it.
but that's what I
You
teach
know.
them people all the time. If you're going to get AI, whatever it is that you use, ChatGPT, Claude,
Yeah.
Perplexity, whatever it is,
Gemini. I started
yeah, or
using
Gemini, yeah,
Mhm.
whatever it is that you use, do not accept the first thing it spits out and say, "Okay, I'm done." Because first of all, when you turn it in, you can't even back it up because you didn't read it. You just took it and you turned it in. So, so you do have to read over it. You do have to rewrite it. There's been sometimes I've asked Claude or ChatGPT to write something up for me, and then when I read it, I found repeated information. It wasn't false information, but like it would repeat something, or sometimes it would take two unrelated subjects and try to
Mhm.
put them together. I'm like, I don't think these two have anything to do with each other. But it's because
Right.
I wasn't clear in my prompt when I put it in. So I wound up having to fix all of that. So you do have to
You have
know
to
the
read.
prompt. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the other part is, yeah, like you just
Yeah.
said, you have to read over it. You cannot just accept something just because a robot gave it to you, and then you just want to assume it's correct because you think the robot is smarter than you.
Smarter than you are. And
No.
no, a human being needs to be
Yes,
involved. And
exactly.
I will say we're announcing our finalists for the Children's Book Awards soon. I forgot what date that is. What date? Do I have it here? I don't have it. Oh, wait a minute. It is the show, it's at the second half of the show on August 11th. And what we found this year, just with the children's book
You got a
submission,
lot of AI stuff.
people are using AI and they're misusing AI. And so the quality of submissions was a lot worse than it's ever
Really?
been, than it's ever been. Because people use AI, but they don't read it. Even if you use AI to do your book, you still need to have the elements of a book the way it's supposed to be. Your copyright page is supposed to be in a certain spot. Your title page is supposed to be in a certain spot. When you do your acknowledgments or whatever, you don't need to tell your family's history. That's not the purpose.
Oh,
I'm just saying
did
this.
you read Troy's column about the
Yes,
children's book,
yes. The AI, the
the
author that
AI
doesn't
children's book?
exist. I read the whole article and I said,
Mm-hmm.
this is indicative of where I think it'll eventually shake out when people realize that, everybody wants to. It's like cooking gumbo in a microwave. You can't do that. It
Yeah.
has to be slow cooked. So AI, it might seem like it's a quick answer, you know, to something, but haste makes waste. That's an old saying. You can't just do something fast and think it's going to turn out right. It would be like when you do, when they have something you have to assemble. When you get something in a box, it's chair, you have to assemble, and then you don't read the direction. Then you just put screws in there in the wrong place, and then you sit on it and it just collapses. You can't you can't do that. That's how AI is if you don't pay attention to the details. So we really had we're finishing up our judging session this Saturday. But we were very, disappointed at the lack of quality. And it was clear that people were just doing something fast. They weren't paying attention to details. So
Well, this
I
is
think it's
why.
going to shake out. I mean, I will not read an AI book. If I know it's an AI author or whatever you did the whole book in AI, I'm not going to read it, and I won't. It needs to be from you. I mean to write the whole thing. I don't mean to use it for research because I
Right.
use AI for research, but I still have to double check because it gives you wrong information sometimes.
It does. Well,
Mhm.
that's called hallucination.
Is that
Um,
what it's called?
yeah, when sometimes if you don't prompt well, AI will say it with its full chest and make it seem like it's the whole truth, and it's not the truth. And it's called hallucination. If it doesn't know, it'll make something up. So,
Okay.
but you can prompt it to say, if you don't have the information, do not hallucinate, do not falsify any information, only give me facts that can be verified. You have to put all of that in there in order to get factual information. But if you're just putting a dry vanilla prompt in there, you're going to get some dry vanilla outputs.
Yeah, it has to be detailed what you put in there. And
Hmm.
then sometimes even after that, what it spits out, then you have to give it some more detail. You have to tweak it to get it to be
Right.
more specific.
Exactly.
Because otherwise it won't be. And it's just like any kind of research that you do. Um, you need to know what you're doing. You need to be careful. Don't rush. There's no rush. It's better to get it right than
Right.
to, and to uh, than to put your
And
name on something
And
that's
Amazon is cracking down
they
on
are
that
cracking.
anyway. One, you have to disclose your use of AI. I mean, they'll accept an AI generated book, but you have to disclose it. If you don't disclose it and then they find out later that you didn't disclose it and you just posted it anyway, then not only will they pull your book, but you will actually have your entire account pulled. And they've also
And I've
put,
heard about that
yeah.
happening to some people.
Mm-hmm. And they've also put parameters on the amount of books that can be uploaded in a single, I believe it's a single week or a single month or something like that. Because those AI generated books can
Right.
go fast, and people
Yeah.
were just
Uh-huh.
throwing them up there because they wanted to make a hustle.
A quick buck.
Right. And so Amazon now has put a limit on the amount of books that you can upload um, in a single month.
Well, one thing about the books I write, they come from my mind and my heart and my spirit. There's no AI in my books at all, other than researching facts, like
Mhm.
something like that. But the facts that I get, I don't just regurgitate the thing word for word. I'm
Right.
incorporating it in the narrative that I'm writing. And so anyway, Lydia said maybe we can do a show on AI. We are doing a seminar on AI at the festival. That's
Yeah,
one of
who's
our
teaching that?
Brenda White.
Okay.
She I think she's certified in it. She's like a certified coach or whatever in AI. So she knows a lot. And I know you do too. So but you already have enough going on.
Yeah,
At the
I'm doing
festival,
enough.
I think yeah. So our next guest that we're bringing on to celebrate with us is Shanitha Burton, and she's with She Publishing. And Shanitha is a friend to the show, and she has several of her authors that have been on the show. I think two of your authors won this last round of awards, Trinity and Darian Knight. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hmm.
They were winners in their categories this year's awards a couple of months ago. So thank you for coming on to celebrate our I was getting ready to say our 20th anniversary. I'm getting the festival and the show mixed up. This is our 6th anniversary. If we do this show for 20 years, that would be amazing. I don't know if that's going to happen. But anyway.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be 73 years old still doing this show.
Hey, there'll still be books coming out. There'll still be authors, publishers, everything. There'll still be stuff going on. So who knows? But at that point, in history, AI might be doing all the podcasts. I don't know. We don't know where we're
Oh
going,
my
but
gosh.
we'll find out.
Right. Now,
So
I want to say, first of all, before I even get into Dr. Rhonda's shenanigans, I just wanted to say congratulations and happy 6-year anniversary to Black Authors Matter TV. Y'all know I love you guys, Um, one of the things I've been kind of listening to the show, but one of the things I wanted to say, I didn't want to forget to say, is that visibility is one of an author's greatest assets, right? And so it's platforms like these that gives authors visibility. And then you're able to meet other authors. So I know you guys are talking about people who have great books. Yeah, you can have a great book all day long. But if you don't have visibility, if you're not going out to look, I'm preaching. I'm sorry, y'all, but I needed to
Keep
get this
going.
out
No,
to the
you
audience.
speaking. You speaking.
Yeah.
I needed to get this out because it is about visibility. It is about coming on shows like Black Authors Matter. It's about going to the National Black Book Festival to meet people, not just to meet people, but so you could be seen too. And so you can connect with other people too. It's just not about selling books. But anyway, I just wanted to say that it has been great being a part of this family.
Well, it's been great having you as part of the
And you already know you my sister, so
yeah, you're like family. And not everybody comes in like that.
Man,
But for some reason it was right away.
yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't even really remember when we actually met. You might be able to, but I can't remember when we met. I don't know how we met. I can't remember, but it was like family from the beginning, from the start.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so I see while we're talking about visibility, I see that Dr. Rhonda has been doing Spider-Man moves, has been jumping in beds with our fellow literary authors.
I saw your Spider-Man
I
thing.
tried to do
said,
the
what is
Spider-Man
Rhonda
challenge.
doing?
I'm like, what?
I said,
be
did she
eating
drink 2 or 3
shenanigans.
glasses of wine first and then say, okay, here we
I was
go?
warning.
Oh, I didn't know what time of day it was. I assumed it was at night. So I didn't know. I didn't hear the words. I just saw the video.
But Gwen, but you would think it's night. You mean to tell me
Yes.
them kind of shenanigans in the morning? Like you wake up.
Exactly, because I'm not a morning person.
We were on our way to do the signing. I said, I'm gonna try to do this Spider-Man challenge.
Oh my gosh.
Well, y'all won't see me on any videos doing any challenge. Unless it's a singing challenge. Now I have done those.
Oh yeah, because for those of you who don't know, Gwen can sing.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know, Shanita?
Oh,
I can sing. I'm a soprano. And I sing on the mic in the choir. So, and we have a big choir. So, you start out, my dad was a preacher. So I had to sing from a child. And, you just learn how to sing. You had to lead songs when you're growing up because your dad's the pastor. So you learn from that. But you do develop an ear after, you know where your note is. I will sing the soprano part on the song where somebody's just singing. And I'll sing along to it because I know where that part is. So you just learn. And I love music. In my car, I'm always listening to music. Rhonda is always listening to a book. But when I get in my car, I don't care if it's a 10-minute ride. I'm going to play 1 or 2 songs, depending on the length of the song.
Oh.
1 or 2 songs.
Me too.
I love people who can sing. I love good vocals and I love a good band. And that's why the current music doesn't work for me. Because I need a band. I need to hear some instruments. I need to hear some horns, some keyboards. I need to hear the drums. I need to hear the percussion. The old school stuff, they had violins. They had they had a band, sometimes an orchestra in the studio. So anyway, yeah. I do sing, and I don't sing on this show. I've only sung on this show once. Yeah, that's the Spider-Man channel.
Yeah.
I saw.
It looks easy on the videos, but that's not easy.
Yeah. You won't see me doing any challenge.
I'm glad they didn't
Unless
call the
it's a CD.
paramedics, but
Well, that's why Michelle didn't do it with me.
oh, she was there too.
She
Yeah, I
was the
saw
one
her jumping on
recording.
the bed.
But
Oh,
you look
what?
like you had fun. You look like you had
Oh,
some fun.
I'm gonna make it fun anywhere I go.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's true.
Mhm.
That's true.
yeah.
If
Look,
you
that's what it's
Mhm.
about. That's what it's about.
That is
So,
what it's about. Life's too short,
yeah,
you know, to be beefing about crazy stuff
Mhm.
and or being negative. You know,
yeah.
life is too short.
I
So what's
mean,
going on with she publishing?
oh man. So, I was talking to you about an event that
Yes.
I started about, and it's all surrounding visibility. So that's kind of my word of the year in publishing.
Okay.
It is visibility. And so I've been trying to create these platforms so that not only she publishing authors, but authors in the community can come together. It's not such a saturated place, but you just bring 3 to 4 authors, give them that visibility. Everybody invite somebody so that your audience can see somebody else, and then their audience can see you. So we're doing these Wine and Written Word Wednesdays. And I've done it. I'm only doing 3 events. It's gonna be a summer thing.
Okay. I saw your
Um,
flyers.
yeah, so
So you
it's
are getting visibility for your, that's the operative word, for your flyers, because I've seen them and I saw how you had them like in rapid succession. I need to go on YouTube and find out how to do that, and I will. But
yeah, and Canva.
Rhonda can do it, but I need to. And see, I have people who do it for me, so I don't have to do it. But I want to know how to do it, just in case I want to do something real quick, and then I don't have to bring in my team, and then I have to pay them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, look, you got Canva, you got the infamous AI that I know y'all was talking about earlier,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
So,
Well,
yeah.
there's even a way. I mean, I have a couple of AI flyers out there, but y'all can't tell the AI flyers. You know why? Because I don't do my AI flyers like everybody else do their AI flyers.
Okay,
I
because it
still,
does become
yeah.
repetitious. They
Well,
do. They
I
do
don't
look
like
similar.
cartoon flyers.
And
Okay.
I don't like those either.
Mm-mm.
I mean, to each his own, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah, all that kind of graphics. I don't do anything public that's not that my graphics person doesn't do. So all the
Yeah.
stuff for branding purposes, all of the stuff we do is generated by a human. I might do something personal and use it,
Mm-hmm.
but not business related. But tell us about your wine
Yeah.
and dine things. I did see the flyers.
Yeah, I want to
And now
wine and
when
dine
is it on
Shanika.
Wednesday? It's on Wednesday. So you got one tomorrow.
Yeah, yep, I got one tomorrow. It's July 22nd, from 6:30 to 8:30, just 2 hours, a 2 hour event. It's at a theater near you, maybe not near you, but we're in the
Mhm.
Chi-Town this year, and I want to bring it to Houston next year.
Okay.
If that's possible. And I kind of want to connect it to you guys' event, even though I know your event starts on Thursday, I believe.
Thursday night.
So,
Uh-huh.
so I want to just do a Wednesday situation, and I want to
Oh,
bring y'all
okay.
some
Okay.
authors out earlier, a little bit earlier in the week if they can do it. But if not, it'll be local authors because we're going to promote to the local authors in that community and then invite them to Black Authors Matter. I mean, to the National Black Book Festival.
Okay.
But yeah, so we come together, we drink wine, eat desserts, that we interview them, we have speakers, we have education. Tomorrow we're having a publishing panel, talk about different things. We're gonna have a photographer on that publishing panel because you want to get some nice pictures of yourself that you can use for the book or for publicity or whatever.
And
And then
not a bathroom selfie.
not a selfie, you know what I'm saying? I
No,
And a
mean,
no.
blurry one at that.
Yeah.
exactly.
Unfocused selfie is an abomination when you're sending a picture that's supposed to be used for professional purposes. That is just and with poor lighting. Like it's
Oh
dark,
my
it's
gosh.
blurry, and your hair is not even combed. What is the going on? Some of these, I just wonder what,
Not
I think
funny.
things get a little bit too casual. You know, if you're an
Yeah.
author, you're a professional. So you should do things professionally. And I tell people, if you're having a book event, um, it's worth it to pay a photographer.
It is.
Our photographer takes excellent pictures. It takes me a month to go through them and label them because they don't have names on them. So he'll give me a batch of like 600 photos that he took all day. He goes everywhere. He takes pictures of every author, and sometimes it'll be 2 or 3 pictures of the same person. He goes everywhere and takes pictures of everything. I can tell the story about the National Black Book Festival on social media for 3 or 4 months using those pictures.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so, and then this year we got contacted by, it's a group which I didn't even know existed called the Sisters of AARP. You know, AARP, you have to be 50 or over. But the Sisters of AARP were doing an article on Black book festivals. And they
Wow.
asked, did we have any photos that we could send them and, credit the photographer? We sent our photos. And when they did the article, one of our photos was the headline photo for the whole thing. It went everywhere. I mean, they did a sponsored ad and it circulated, and our picture from the book festival is the headline photo because we had a photographer that could take a real picture,
Exactly. A professional
a
looking picture.
professionally done picture with correct lighting and everything. And he
Yeah.
is really good. He's a young guy. He's really good. He does great work, and he's done our photography for the last 3 or 4 years. He had to miss 1 year because his aunt died, and the funeral was the same day in another state, and he had to go
Hmm.
to that. But he does great work, and he got credit. So I showed it to him because he goes to church with me, and I showed it to him. I said, "Look, your photo ended up in a nationwide article, and your name is there." So people, and he
Wow.
he doesn't have his name is Cedric Stovall, so it's not a common name. You could probably Google or do search on social and find them
Mm-hmm.
if you're looking for a photographer. And his rates are reasonable, but it's worth every penny to pay
Oh,
for professional photos. And if you're a professional, you need to have professional photos of you so
yeah.
you can send them, and it could, because people judge you by those pictures. They say, are you real and professional, or are you just playing? you know
Right. And that's visibility. It goes
it
back
is.
to that visibility. Videographers, I mean,
Yes.
get at least one event recorded of you so that you can put out some professional reels or
Yes.
something like that. Now we can do the
Yes.
playful ones because people want to see the human in you,
Right.
but where's
You
the
need some.
professional ones? If you want
Right.
to turn your book into a business and you want to get paid
you
because
you
it's
have to
just
be
not the
able
book.
to, yeah, you have to be able to balance it. I've been taking a social media class with Seven Buffins. If you've not heard of her, she's amazing.
Hmm.
Just check her out on Instagram. But one of the things that I learned is that you do have to have a balance. Funny videos and the serious videos. But what I found that I was doing more business related videos, and I had for a while I had actually sucked the personality out of my social media because I wasn't doing enough funny videos, or I wasn't doing enough videos where it was just me. I was just doing
Right.
business, business, business. And everybody doesn't want to hear writing tips. They don't want to hear about AI visibility. Sometimes they just want to know who you are.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, just be you. It's okay to just be you. Some of my most popular videos that I've posted on social media were me in the kitchen cooking with my family. No, I
Yeah,
was just
Yeah,
listening to some music while we were cooking.
yeah.
I've done some cooking. Well, I did them during COVID. I hadn't done any lately. But some people are doing cooking videos that shouldn't be. It's this one woman who and she's Caucasian,
Hey, Gwen.
but I can cook. So that's why, it's like an insult to me. She just throws stuff in the slow cooker or throws it in the pan. She takes some cans of stuff and some frozen stuff. Everything is processed. It's nothing fresh. She puts cheese on top of everything. And it'll be dry as heck.
But
It'll be
I will tell you,
dry.
some of those people who make those terrible dishes, they're getting paid. And
That's
Yeah.
because
true.
people
Yeah.
go,
I'm
no, what
sure
I'm saying
they
is,
are.
no. What I'm saying is people are rage watching him. And so they know, and the worse they make that dish, the more
Yeah.
people are
You
going to,
rage watching that. Ain't okay.
right.
Okay.
So
All
the
right.
worse you make that dish, the more people are going to watch, the more they're going to share it. I mean,
Mhm.
have you
I
seen
don't
people
share
make
them.
Have
I
you
don't.
seen people make this really terrible macaroni and cheese, and then somebody will share it and say, "You better not bring this to Thanksgiving," and then
Exactly.
everybody's gonna comment on that, and then they're
Oh,
gonna share it, and so people are
okay.
rage sharing and rage watching, and while you're doing all of that, the person who made the video is laughing because they did that
Exactly.
on purpose
On purpose.
because they're getting
Oh.
engagement.
So you said it's called rage sharing,
Yeah,
rage watching,
yeah,
rage.
basically that's what it is: rage watching, rage sharing.
I don't share them because I just feel like it's really
But
hard.
you'll be commenting. You don't think I see your comments. You'll
I
be
comment
commenting.
sometimes.
Yeah,
I
but when you
just
comment, they get paid from that too.
okay. Well, I'm not gonna comment because I don't want.
They get
Right. But
paid
we
for
want them to get
engagement.
paid, right? We want them to get a
Well,
little something, right?
everybody's trying to get paid. It's a lot of things I want to do for money. A lot of things, but
Yeah.
I'm not everybody.
Mm-mm.
But I'm not gonna put some bad dishes out there and get paid. It's just, no. It. And then the person will eat them like they're good. So that they're playing with that. The whole thing is an act. Is that what you're saying, Rhonda? The
Yeah.
whole
Well,
thing
some of them just can't cook, but
Absolutely.
some of them can't cook.
some of it is an act.
Okay, because I was
Right.
wondering, are people really eating this stuff?
Right. But then you gotta be careful because somebody will really think that that's good, and they'll go home and they'll put that stuff together and eat it and be sick as a dog.
Oh,
You
that's
gotta
their
be
fault.
careful. Some people will follow you. I'm
Okay,
just
well, you
saying.
know what, Rhonda, you've given me a new perspective on these bad cooks. Okay, now that I know that they're doing it for clicks, okay, I get it now because I just didn't get. I'm like, this is horrible. This is just throw
Mhm.
some green beans out of a can and then put some frozen potatoes, and two things of soup, cream of chicken soup, cream of mushroom soup.
But you
Throw
know
in
it,
some dry,
Gwen, you know it down. Oh,
I
so
never
we know you've been
throw in
watching it.
some dry turkey meat, some dry, dry. Anyway, we have Mary Monroe. I'm gonna keep you on, Shanita, for a few more minutes. Mary Monroe is joining us from California, and she's celebrating with us tonight. And she is a treasure in the book industry. She's been writing for a long time. Uh, I remember reading her. God Don't Like Ugly was my first book of hers that I read, and she can make some character. Character development is her thing. She can create some characters that are just, you really want to shake them. You want to shake them, or laugh at them, shoot them. But she makes some characters that are really unforgettable. So, Mary, thank you so much for joining us to celebrate our 6th anniversary. Oh, you need to unmute. You got two. You
She
got
is
two
unmuted.
devices. No, on one of them she's not. So I think she's
Yeah, but the
talking.
one she's talking on, she's unmuted.
Is that what that is? Well, we can't hear her though. So what does that mean?
I don't know. There, she's all right. Her audio's connecting now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, her audio wasn't connected. Okay. All right. So Shanitha, I got your email about the event. We're gonna work that out. That'll be great. That'll be great synergy and cross promotion.
Can I just say one more thing before
Oh
I
yeah.
depart? I just wanted to say, Gwen, do you remember everybody that comes to the events or that comes to the shows? Do you remember everybody's names or no?
Not every single person, but
That's a lot of people now.
75 to 80% in there. Yeah. And even if I don't remember their name, I remember the interview or something about it. Something that happened. So, people say, and that makes me feel good because, as you get older, your memory is not as good as it was when you were 25 years old. So, but I remember people. This is something, I do remember people. So, yeah. Now, what made you ask me that question?
You do it so well. I feel like when I see the shows, I know you asked the question about what's memorable about the shows. It seems like you remember most of the people. It seems like that genuine, authentic connection is just there when you guys are doing the interview, and then y'all a good tag team too. So when one isn't there, the other one is there, and then you pop on, and then maybe she pop on or whatever. So.
Yeah, our personalities complement each other. But I respect all people. And so when somebody writes a book, I know that they've done it because it's from the heart. Especially if they have one book. Normally that first book is the book that's really from the heart.
Yeah.
So, I remember people because I know what that takes because I've been there myself. I'm still there putting out books. I told Rhonda and the audience that I have a book coming out in another month or so that's at the editor now. It's called, and I had said it earlier, but it's called How to Plan a Book Event Without Losing Your Mind or Going Broke. I think I talked to you about writing that book.
You did, and I want that.
All right.
Yes.
It'll be out in a month. So yeah, it's everything, all the parts from beginning to end, everything you need to know. And I included quotes from other people that done things. I included some news or articles about events that made the news, not in a positive way. One thing I've learned doing the show and doing the festival, if you're a Black book event, it is hard to get positive press. If something negative happens, they'll cover it. But if it's nothing negative happens or just a positive event, it's difficult to get publicity, especially from the mainstream press. I'll put mainstream in quotes. If you make that, then something bad happened. And I'll just give you an aside or like just an example of the opposite. We went to an event in Austin, a group of us last year. It was called and I'm gonna say the name of it, the Lone Star Festival. It was a white event. They had Black vendors, but it was a white guy doing it. They didn't have 50 people come through there in 2 days, but they had the local news affiliate camera in there on Sunday covering the event. The camera was there for a good hour. And in the time the camera was there, maybe 5 to 10 people, attendees came through. That was it. They didn't have any people. They had no people. But he was able to get news coverage.
Well,
So,
to be fair,
okay.
We don't know if the person who organized the event has a relationship with the editor of that paper, or
Well, it wasn't a paper, it was a TV.
Well, whichever it is. I'm just saying we don't know if they have a relationship, because when they have a relationship, the that journalist is going to turn out to support their friend or their relative or whomever.
That could be, but
Yeah.
the camera guy doesn't make the final decision. It's made by the producer at the station. You see what I'm saying? Now he may have a relationship with them. That could
Right.
have been the case.
Right.
But
I'm speaking as a former journalist and a public affairs professional, because this is what I do in my day job. I'm just saying that that's often how it happens. Or to be fair, we don't know how strong that person's press release was. He might have written one hell of a press release that convinced the media to come out. So,
I
and
did see
it
the
may not.
press release.
Hmm?
I I saw his stuff. It wasn't that great, but he may have had a friend. That's the only thing that could be like makes sense. What you said, he had a friend that got him to come because his other stuff was
Mhm.
not strong.
And
I
I'm
saw
just
all his
sorry.
marketing. I saw all
Like,
of his other stuff. It
so as
wasn't.
far as I'm concerned, sometimes it may be who you know. I'm not saying that this is
Yeah,
what
this
that
could
was
be.
in
Right.
It
that
could be.
particular situation, but a lot of the times when you're able to get people to come, it's because of who you know, or either you got the money to pay them to come or something.
Right.
But again,
And
I
then
don't
the other,
know.
yeah, and the other part is just lucking up. It also depends on the news cycle at that time. There may not have been a whole lot else to cover, and it said, "Hey,
Hmm.
let's go cover this book event that's going on downtown."
Okay, well, there could be. I don't believe in conspiracies, but I do know if you're black, it's hard to get positive press about anything. Uh, it's the negative drives the news cycle when it comes to us, and so
Yeah.
that's been the case for
Yeah, and
decades.
I think it also depends on where you are, because here I'll tell you, here in the DMV, every time I turn on the local morning news, they are featuring a black author, a black entrepreneur, a black musician, somebody black. But that's how it is here in the DMV. I would hope, but Houston's way bigger than the DMV. But
Mhm.
I would hope that with Houston being a majority black town as well, that would be, well, maybe it's not majority black, but there is a
Oh
huge
no,
black
no,
presence.
it's
But
probably
no,
now.
but what I'm saying is there is a huge black presence in
Yeah,
Houston.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
In Chicago as well, though, I will say,
mhm.
I will have to say that as well. Like, we have like a Be the Miracle. Like, we have a couple that I've seen on the news. Even though I'm in Indiana, I do see some of that press.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't see it as much, the positive stuff. I occasionally, but I for book events, I researched a lot of it. And for book events, that's what I was referring to originally. That it's hard to get publicity as a book event. Um, but they will cover some negative news. And I've seen that too. So um that's
Mary,
it.
what do you have to say about
That's it
this?
on
Yeah,
that.
Mary,
Yeah. Yeah, because you're joining us from California. So we got both coasts in the middle of the country.
We can't
Oh, we
hear
can't
you.
hear you. Did your audio ever connect? Because I don't see a microphone on the one where the camera is. And the other device is the camera, but it's crossed out and the microphone is crossed out. Okay, maybe that's it. Okay, what about now?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
yay!
yay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Good, good, good. But no, I'm gonna say something real quick. I live in Oakland, and Oakland is considered a black city, and anything negative, I can assure you, it's gonna be on the front page of the newspaper. But when we have book events, we don't have as many as we used to. It's buried in the back of the newspaper. We have to get out and promote it ourselves, passing out flyers, going on radio shows, and doing whatever we can to get some press. And then they'll trickle out. They'll come out,
Mhm.
put some guilt on them, and they'll come out and cover it. But I agree with you, Gwen, 100%.
Yeah, and then frankly, I mean, how many people are reading the paper as much as they used to?
Hey, that is true.
That is
But
true, but even online.
But
Um,
a lot of people I know don't read newspaper anymore. I haven't brought a newspaper in years. I would
yeah,
do
me
everything
either.
online.
Me
And
either.
all
I
my
read.
friends do the same thing. And it's
Yeah, and
very
really, I don't really read newspapers like that anymore because it's more like the news feed. It's like the news that gets pushed out either by Google or some of the newspapers will do e-blasts, but like the New York Times, but they make you pay. So what they do a teaser
yeah.
with the headline, and then if you don't have a subscription, you can't read the article. So I'm like, okay, why are you sending it to me? But but the news is different now than it used to be dominated by the print media and then the big three, and then
Right.
True. But it's totally different now. A lot of people, especially younger people, they get their news from TikTok or this 90,
Facebook and everything everywhere
but
else.
not young people aren't on
But
Facebook as much.
this is why influencer outreach is very important now.
It is. It is.
So with the amount of influencers that this show has promoted, I don't see a reason why we couldn't reach out to influencers and ask them to help us to promote the National Black Book Festival.
Okay. And you're right. We have promoted influencers on the show. So well, we promoted just about every category of books in the industry that there is. But book influencers, that's an area that's like blown up in the last 3 years or so. That didn't really even exist 3 years ago.
No, it didn't.
And now it's a big thing, and a lot of them have big followings.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Mary, tell us. I wasn't able to be on when you came on.
Oh, I know.
A new book
I missed
because
you.
I went to
really
choir. So, but I wanted to have you back, and we were hoping to get you at the festival, but your traveling's been restricted. So, but we're glad you're still reading and writing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The new book just went up on Amazon this week.
Yay!
Oh, okay. I just bought Bad Seeds a couple of months ago. I haven't gotten into it yet.
I know.
You have another one?
Yeah. I mean, I do one a year, but the way my contract calls for. And Amazon just put up the book cover and the synopsis a few days ago.
Oh, okay. For pre-orders.
Yeah, for pre-orders.
Okay.
And I'm working on the next book. Got to turn in a proposal by October 1st.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm on it.
You do come out with a book, and what's the title of the new one after Bad Seeds?
Bad Decisions.
Bad Decisions. Okay. All right. So are they still in that Alabama town?
Well, no, I moved them from Alabama. Well, only the Lexington people were in Alabama, and that was a series. So in order not to have Amazon put me in a series category, I'm doing separate states. So this one is in Georgia. Bad Decision is Georgia. The one I'm working on now is in North Carolina. So I'm going to do a different southern state for the next 3 books.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, are they connected?
No, they're standalone.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay, so they're not a series.
And see, Amazon has a way of putting you in a box. If you have a book set in the same little town, they call it a series, because Lexington didn't start out as a series. It was Mrs. Wiggins, then the 2 books related, and they came up with the idea that this is a series because it was in the same city. And so I said, well, the next one's not going to be a series, it's going to be standalone stories.
Well, I don't mind them calling it a series because I like to read about them crazy people in that little bitty town.
But see, sometimes it's hard to keep a series connected. It's not easy, at least for me. You get to the 3rd book and you got all the people in the 1st book, and you have to go back and reread that, and you wrote the book. And so it's not easy. Not for me.
Right, you're right.
Well, a lot of people that are independent are writing. Somebody posted that they had book 12, and then I think somebody else said they had book 20 in the series. How is that possible? I don't know, but
what book we talking about?
Life.
I don't want to name the author because I can't remember which author it was. but they said that it was book 20
Well,
of
some authors
the
do
series.
that, you know. The books
Yeah.
are loosely connected, but
Yeah,
I
they'll take the siblings and they each get a book, and then
yeah,
Oh, that was
and
oh
the
goodness.
children, right?
That
Mhm.
was the two romance authors. Oh my good Brenda, not Brenda.
Brenda
it's
Jenkins,
not
Brenda Jackson.
it's not Brenda Jackson or Beverly Jenkins.
Well,
It's one of
one of them does have a series where each of the siblings gets their own book.
that is
Yeah.
Brenda Jackson, but I wasn't
That's
talking
Brenda
about her
Jackson.
Okay.
because this person had done like 20 books in 2 or 3 years.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Wow.
In
You
2 or
know,
3
it was
years.
bad. Yeah,
Who
it
was
was
that?
bad.
Who
Yeah.
was that?
Was it AI?
I
Yeah, I want to know who that
No.
is.
I'm not gonna say because it could be, and I don't want to speak. I don't want to mess up anybody's
I'm
hustle.
curious.
Dr. Rhonda, don't
Uh,
say nobody else's name, okay?
Okay.
Don't say another name.
Okay. But if somebody got a 20-book series, I'd like to know who it is. You know,
Okay, well,
I'm
it's in
serious.
the romance urban.
Oh, okay.
It's in that genre.
Mm.
Urban romance or romance, or it's in the urban.
Yeah, let me be quiet because that person might be listening.
Yeah, they could be, but I didn't
I
call
was
any
just
name.
playing. I was just playing. Whoever that author is, if you're watching, I was just playing. I love you.
No,
You-
she
Yeah.
wasn't.
I do too.
Shanita.
No, she wasn't. She was serious.
Okay, Mia Mask asked, can she apply to be a vendor at the book festival? We have exactly one vendor table left, and we don't do a waiting list because we build in the drop off. We always get a certain percentage of drop off every year. So we build that into our registration numbers. And so once we're sold out, they're gone. And so Mia, if you
Mia,
first
hurry up
come,
and
first
apply because
serve.
I
Yeah.
just went to your profile and I'm seeing if that's your book. It looks really interesting. I think you do really well. So hurry up and get this last table.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's first come, first serve, and I don't pay favorites. It's so it's whoever gets it first gets it. So as of now, we have one left. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be a great year. This year we have 2 panels, and that's something that we hadn't had before. We have one panel on it's called Melanated Love, about the boom in the romance genre. I mean, it is a serious boom. And then the other panel is called Self-Published Hybrid or Traditional, which should I do? Basically, decisions. Because some people, need to hear from people who've done both. So for the Melanated Love panel, Robbie Renee is the moderator. And for the other one on self-publishing or hybrid, Suzetta Perkins is doing that one. So she's moderating that panel. So we hadn't had panels before. Well, we did, but it was about publishing. It wasn't about a topic. It was about more like publishing. So so we're doing different things. This year we're having a space tournament. Now, I don't know if people, it depends on how many people sign up. We already have coordinators volunteer, and whatever team wins will be cool prizes. So we're doing that this year, different than we did before. So and we have a book club meet and greet, but only the book clubs can really know about it. It's different. It's a different format. We have a book club that's hosting it. So the Brownstone Book Club is hosting it, and then the book clubs will come together for networking, and then a few authors will be able to present, but it's going to be based on door prizes at the reception on Thursday.
Ooh.
That's who will get to present. So it's we did it a different way in the past, and it was too much drama. So we changed it. You have to be willing to change when you're doing any event, but a book event, you have to be willing to change. What works, you keep it. What doesn't work, you dish it, and if it creates drama, you just never again. Because some stuff you would be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't, how emotional some authors can be. Authors have egos, but some people, they'll have one book and they act like they're the
Yeah,
president.
they have
Stephen King or something.
they have
Yeah.
they have a designer, they have a stylist, they have a personal
Yeah.
photographer,
Oh
And they
yeah.
expect
Oh
to be
yeah.
they have
front
an
and
assistant.
yeah,
It's like
they
they're
expect
in
to
the
be front
category
and
all.
center.
It's like they're in the category all of their own.
Yeah,
Like
and you only have one book. And then one of the most frequently asked questions we get is how do I become a featured author? That's one of the frequently asked questions.
mhm.
And so we have a criteria that we make public. And my thing is just look at the featured authors. Are you at that level? Ask yourself.
Exactly.
Are you
Mhm.
at that level? Are you putting out 50 books? Have you been on bestsellers lists? Have you gotten the NAACP Image Award nominations or wins?
Exactly.
Do you have,
Mhm.
are you in demand from fans?
Mhm.
The attendees tell us who they want to see too. So
Right.
we listen to them.
Mhm.
And
No, I'm
so,
sorry. Just because you have 1,000 followers don't mean you're gonna be a bestseller.
Thank you. Thank you.
no,
I
not
got
at all.
I got 15,000 followers and I'm still working on some things. So
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't have that many personally, but the book festival has 100,000, and I use that to promote my stuff. So
Huh.
if somebody that you need to have at least 30,000, something like that,
hey,
because
I'm sorry not to interrupt.
that's
'Cause I know
okay.
the
Because
show is just about over.
it is just about
And-
over.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
That was so
And
quick.
we have somebody in the
Just got
comments who
started.
wants to see your new book, Mary. Do you have it with you?
The new book, which one? you talking
Bad
about?
seeds.
Oh, not handy. I'm not in my regular place. But the
Oh.
cover's up on Amazon. Just go to Amazon and pull it up. It's right there.
Okay.
Amazon.
Okay. And Mia
Bad
Mask
Seeds
said
and the
that
new
she
book.
was filling out the application now.
Nice.
So Mia, I'll be happy to meet you in person. You're gonna love it.
And I'm gonna interview you about this book because it looks really interesting.
Okay, which one is it about the rodeos? About
Yeah.
the Western?
Black Rodeo.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah,
I'd like to do that.
that's her specialty.
Uh-huh.
So she knows all about that. So Mary,
Yeah.
you expect to continue to keep writing like forever?
I as long as they keep off throwing these contracts at me that are really good. I mean, I'd be a fool to say I don't like that or I'm done or I'm retired. As long as the ideas keep coming to me and I can work these characters into a story that somebody wants to read, I will keep writing.
Okay. Well, I hope to meet you in person again. I met you once in person, but it's been like a long time ago when you came to Houston. And I think it was the first year we were at Fallbrook. It may have been like 2015 or something like that.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see you again in
Soon.
the future
Will.
at the festival. I'm gonna keep asking
Will.
you every year. And hopefully you'll get there. Well, this is the end of the show. We thought we were gonna run out of things to say, but me and Rhonda, we could talk all day long.
That's right.
And you all helped us. So we appreciate everybody who participated, everybody who watched. We love doing this show. We'll be back next week with another amazing episode of Black Authors Matter TV. So I'm signing off, Gwen Richardson, and we'll see you next Tuesday night.
Yes. And I'm Dr. Rhonda Lawson. Have a wonderful evening and a great
Everybody.
week.
Nice joining y'all.
Thank you for tuning in and join us next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern for another edition of Black Authors Matter TV.